Hi Sagittarius, here is a general look at your solar chart for September 2015. Now, there are some significant moves going on, astrologically speaking, affecting your sign. One is the recent move of Jupiter, your ruling planet, and it's getting settled in now at the top of your chart. Which is the area to do with your work, your profession, and your general direction in life and your responsibilities in life. And then the other one, of course, is Saturn moving into your sign, and that will be to do with your responsibilities to yourself, to your health, your well-being, to your goals, and that which is dear to your heart, and how to move forward in a organized, patient way to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve over the coming 2 years. But more on that in a minute. So first of all, the sun, well, the sun is in that area. It is in the area to do with targets and directions and goals and ambitions, and also the impression you're making on others. So that might be getting more of your attention, how you're coming across, what the outer image is like, how you're presenting something. You could be keeping, just a part of your attention will be on that. And also you might have to be more aware of the rules imposed by authority figures or bureaucracy, or just the correct traditional way of going about something. Or it might not be like that. It might be to do with parents, particularly the mother energy is quite strong here. But it can be either parent, so maybe to do with that connection, or you are just more aware of that side of your life, and maybe it's a mixture of all of these things. But anyway, with the sun there until the 23rd, which is quite a fleeting transit, the overall idea is to project an image appropriate to what you want to achieve, or indeed an image that you identify with, and that you're relaxed and comfortable with, and just be consistent, and also have to feel your responsibilities weighing on your shoulders a little bit more as you go forwards, particularly you very, very early Sagittarians. Now, this will be a period in which to discuss, consider, and generally chew the fat in the company of others, maybe a gathering of the clans, or maybe it's something to do with online work where you are more socially aware of what's blowing in the wind, what's written on the wall, and maybe keeping your ear to the ground there. This is an inspirational area though, so maybe new ideas which are inspiring could be popping into your head because of what somebody else has said or suggested. Also, it's an experimental area this, so you should be in experimental mood, and just seeing the evidence, suck it and see, see the evidence of your trials and your studies, whatever they're about. And you could be surprised at, how things are taking shape, really, or you could be surprised and interested at somebody else's influence, or and maybe an eyebrow raised from you or to you at the unconventional side of what you may be speaking out or taking in. Equally, others could see you as maybe someone who is true to yourself, innovative, unique, offbeat, that kind of thing. And now, until October, until October, Venus is supporting relationships with those from far away, or from a very different background to your own. But also Mars is in there at the moment as well, really firing it up, making it a lot more dynamic and a lot more happening in that area there. So even though Venus has been there since June the 6th, Mars is now in there. So if you're listening to this in August, Mars is probably already in there, really bringing in more action and activity in that collaboration, or that connection that you have with somebody from a distance, or somebody who is just very different to you. It's a friendly energy. It could be that you and somebody from far away have bonded or are bonding. It could be that you and somebody or a partner travel together, team up together, and it is possible that they, through their connections and their background and maybe their cultural links, are expanding your thinking, and you are learning a lot through them. You're more likely to connect with others who have a knowledge or expertise which helps you to get important pieces of the puzzle. So you might be consulting with someone, or indeed someone might be coming and consulting with you. In fact, this is such a long transit that might be happening more than once. These types of consultations, if they're not just reciprocal, you know, or friendly, they could be lucrative, or something about someone from far away is really helping you to up your game financially, or to do with property or other resources. A teacher or someone with wisdom could be very helpful to you at this time, or through some advice or guidance that you're getting, which is maybe not coming from another human being, can also be very, and is more likely at this time, and could maybe indirectly provide you with material rewards in some way. And then, as I say, Mars is in there, so helping you in this area, firing it up, making it more dynamic. This is a great time to launch a scheme or an enterprise, go on a journey of discovery, whether that is physically, you know, through traveling, or maybe that is mentally in some way. And or it could be in another way as well. But you will be physically active in learning through doing, but also grasping certain things that you weren't clear about before, that had eluded you before. But this is definitely a good time to get out of the routine box, to just do things a little bit differently, or get away completely and take a trip, because that would do you good. But this is a time definitely to push the envelope of your daily life. Mars then moves, leaving Venus behind, still bringing in the nice energy into that area. Mars then moves up to the top of your chart, just after the Sun moves out of the top of your chart, which is your area of your career, your work, but also your direction and achieving goals and ambitions. So Mars moves in there and then puts that Martian emphasis or martial emphasis on that area. And that means that that gets more fired up, that gets more dynamic. It can be more demanding, and over this transit, you might feel the need to work on your image, on your reputation, reach standards which are demanded by whoever it is, or those in authority, or those you wish to serve. Maybe it is informal type work, but it can be both. It can be to do with business work as well. And Mars will help you get to where you want to go. You might have to come up against bureaucracy or parental energy. So if it is connected to parental energy, it might not be so much to do with work or image. It might be to do with parental energy. Then there will be, Mars likes to take decisions. So it might mean that you've got to take a decision there related to a parent, particularly, as I say, the mother energy, or just be more active with that parent. If you manage to, and you can actually feel a little bit frustrated at times. However, with Venus there, or rather, no, Venus isn't there. Venus is in the previous area. So actually, you can get frustrated with those in authority or with a parent. But if you keep your cool and not be too sort of choosy, you will make progress with the master plan. And then from the 23rd, the solar energy makes it a forward-moving phase when friendships, contacts new and old, and a more involvement within a community of others. It is very much a key feature. So the energy is in this area of groups, networking, also making key connections with others who could be perhaps useful all month. But this area here is very progressive. So with the sun in this area, it means that you can really get the ball rolling on things. You could be mixing and mingling. It might not be online, but it can be, because this is a very technological area, but it might not be, or it might just be both. And again, getting to know people and making those, as I say, those crucial connections. Now, Saturn has returned to your sign will return to your sign on September the 17th. So over the next 2 years, scenarios and conditions around you will gradually sometimes push you into taking more seriously what you want, but also taking your responsibilities to yourself, your well-being, your hopes, your dreams, and to whatever else that you have commitments to around you more seriously. And concentrating your energies more purposefully, and maybe sometimes quite patiently, but not taking your eye off the ball, on specific targets which build new structures for the future for you personally. And that will be until late December 2017. So sometimes through adversity, you will steadily build the new routines outside and inside, which will form the armature of that better, more comfortable, more joyful life for yourself, Sagittarius. And those of you born the 23rd to the 24th of November, or with up to 2 degrees rising, will feel this energy the most this forecast period. Jupiter, your ruling planet, as I say, has now come into your area of work, outer image, worldly responsibilities, your position, the role you're playing, how others see you as well, so that might not be identical to how you feel, but you're trying to create this role, and put out this image, or present something that you're behind into the world. And Jupiter is there very much helping you with that until next September. So this means more doors are likely to be flying open, and not all will be leading to where you want to go or your highest good, but you could be puzzling over which is the best way to go sometimes. And both with Saturn and Jupiter, there will be a little flurry of activity as per how I've described it to you, or something maybe vaguely related to it, whenever either of those two planets come really, really close to a degree, an important degree in your chart, either with your sun or another maybe important point in your chart from that place. So that'll be Saturn from your sign, or Jupiter from the top of your chart. And by the end of the transit, you should start to feel, you should feel, in fact, more established, more settled with your life direction, which will probably be expanding into new areas. There could be more travel connected to your life direction as well. Or with your work, there could be more travel, Sagittarius. And what you do for a living, there could be more travel, or if not that, higher education, or if not that, there could be you connecting more with people at a distance, or in fact a mixture of all three. Those Sagittarians born 25th of November to the 3rd of December, or with 3 to 11 degrees rising, you're going to feel this energy the most this forecast period. And then just quickly, Neptune is still, and will be for many years, sitting in your home area, moving through there very, very slowly. So sometimes with Neptune, there's a feeling of sacrifice to do with the home, or to do with the domestic arrangements, or to do with a member of the family. You put your desires on one side and then you're there for them, sort of thing. You may have to do that sometimes, and in fact that's called cooperating with each other and helping each other out, I guess. But if it's chronic, if it's like on a regular basis, then you need to draw a firmer line in the sand. Because, as I've said before, maybe you'll have heard this, but maybe you haven't, is that you have your own life to live because everybody else's is taken. So you Saggies born the 3rd of November to the 2nd of December, or with 8 to 10 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most this month, and probably that has hardly shifted at all since the last couple of months, but that's just what Neptune's doing at the moment, being a bit static there in the skies from our angle as we see Neptune. And of course, just a quick mention of Jupiter opposing Neptune. It's a little bit head in the clouds, this aspect, coming in after about the first week. So this is for you to keep your feet on the ground, be realistic, cut your cloth to suit your size, as it were, and don't maybe bite off more than you can chew, promise more than you can deliver, that kind of thing. Also, you could turn that around and saying, you know, don't rely too heavily on somebody else's delivering of something, somebody else's reliability. Have a plan B. And yeah, and there's going to be a total lunar eclipse though on the 28th, and that's in a good aspect with Saturn, so that over the coming months will mean that there's a steadying influence there. And for you Sagittarians, that eclipse falls in your house of fun, and so that might mean that you are turning over a new leaf with whatever it is that you can get fun from. You know, creative pursuits, leisure activities, and you know, part of this new structuring that you're bringing into your life personally. So plugging away, sticking at something which maybe you get a lot out of, but you want to get better at, so you're getting training in that. Or you're meeting others and then you have to familiarize yourself with them, their methods, their angle on it, maybe it's like that. And slowly you build up something. Also, another thing about that could be that there's a new leaf turning regarding children. This is a very this house that I'm referring to has got a lot of child energy, so there can be a fresh start happening regarding young people in your life as well, or animals, pets and the like. Or anything else that, you know, you sort of are fond of from maybe the world, which is not egotistical like ours is, like, you know, plants and the natural world and animals and so on. And yeah, that's or in another sort of a way, but definitely this feeling of turning over a new leaf with the creative side of you will be a feature as we go forwards. And sounds like it could be fun, as long as you understand that you've got to hone that so that you get skilled in that. But you probably would understand that anyway. Anyway, I'm just rabbiting on now. That's it for September. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And also, you can see some of this written up, not the sort of the burbling and the rabbiting, but the basic stuff on my website, DianaGarland.com. And I'll see you in the next